Yo! Today we are breaking down God Grizzy's Dear Royce to 5'9" song, and because a lot of people actually didn't react to this, or no one broke it down, but a lot of people didn't really react to this, so I actually want to break it down. There's a lot of bars I'll probably miss, and I'm for sure gonna miss because it's Grizzy. Hey Royce, if you're watching, I got my Twitter in the description, so just click it there. Yep, you know what to do. And yeah, so we're just gonna break it down. There's actually a lot to break down, and some that I'm kind of unsure about, but you guys can help me out. And Grizzy Hendrix might even say what I missed or correct me if I'm wrong or I'm reaching for some of these, because there's actually a lot that I think I might be reaching, but let's get straight into it.
Hi baby, I miss you. When are you coming back home? This place isn't good for you, baby. I need you to come back home. I need you to get better. I need you to come back.
Some stuff to break down with the visuals in this song as well as the audio. And first off, in the intro he uses an old clip from his Who Killed Shady video, which I'm not sure if it links to the title of the song or anything in the song. I'm not sure if he's relating some line to it or he just put it there to put it there. So that's one of the things I'm not too sure. I could reach for something, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not sure if he put it there on purpose or not.
I'm gonna keep it short and brief.
When your idols become your... So the second thing that I actually can break down with the video is what he's wearing and the label on his shirt. So he obviously says, "Hello, my name is Royce to 5'9". So that's referencing to Eminem's typical "My Name Is" song that everyone knows of. So yeah, that's where that relates to, but it's also a double because he is saying, "Hello, my name is Royce," saying, "I'm Royce" in this video, and in the video he's in a psychiatric ward. He's in a psychiatric ward with his crazy, clothes and face mask, whatever he was wearing, and that all relates to say, Royce is going crazy and he's doing all these things that he shouldn't, and he's just pretty much picking at that Royce is scamming these artists and he's going a bit crazy to allow himself to do this to those smaller artists. So yeah, that's pretty much the jab that he has with the visuals. When your idols become your rivals and everyone's in denial. And in that chorus, he's actually trying to mock Royce's flow. I'm not sure the song exactly, but I know it's on the Bad Meets Evil album, and it might be Fast Lane. That was probably the closest I could find to it, but I'm not 100% sure if that's actually the flow he was trying to, pick at on Royce. And that was the closest I could find just in my quick research. So just let me know if that's correct or not. I'm living life in the fast lane, moving at the speed of life. And when your idols become your rivals and everyone's in denial. And with the lyrics in that chorus, he was basically saying about how Royce was his idol before, but once he found out about the all the scamming and all that, he decided that he wanted to bring it up, and obviously he wanted to stand up for the scamming because that's obviously bad for these other artists who want to, on the grind. And he's just basically saying that even though Royce was his, idol, he didn't care if he had to become his idol to announce all this scamming and all that. And the next line, he talks about how everyone's in denial, which I kind of think he's talking about how all Royce's fans are in denial of him actually scamming, but I'm not too sure about that one. But that's what I think it would mean. It seems the most reasonable. And also with the video, the way he's walking in this part right here.
So we clear.
Should I just focus on myself and get this break? Cause if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd...
It's just funny as fuck, and the way he's, I don't know why, it's just funny as how he's moving. He's obviously doing that to continue with what I said before of him being Royce and him going crazy and psycho in this place, and that's like why he's doing all those weird movements, saying that Royce lost it.
Rappers just do it for a check and then they...
So that line where he says rappers just go for a check and then they dip, he's talking about how Royce was doing all those scams with these small underground artists, and he was scamming them for a check, which I'll go into detail later in when he actually talks about the people that scammed those artists. But he was getting a check of probably like 5 to 10k a week, and it's something that an artist shouldn't really do to an underground artist which is trying to build themselves up. And in the background sample in this chorus, you can hear Royce saying, "Don't use my name, don't say my name," because he was directly saying that to Grizzy, I'm pretty sure. And then, like a few lines later, Grizzy says, "Let's talk about this Royce da 5'9" shit." So he obviously did that on purpose, and it's just funny as.
I mean, let's talk about this Royce da 5'9" shit that's on my mind. Y'all must be blind, y'all see the signs. Show y'all DM screenshots, but what advice would you advise to a rapper who ain't signed, who been steady on the grind, chasing after dollar signs?
So in this section, Grizzy's just explaining what happened with him and Royce. He's not really going into like bars or doing like some complex stuff. He's just saying, what would you do if you're in this position? He's just asking that question. He's just explaining what happened. He's got the screenshots that everyone follows him has seen, and everyone knows what happened, the storyline of him DMing him, thinking that he's getting a reply, and then once he sent him the scamming accusations, he actually blocked him not long after. So yeah, he was just basically explaining that situation, and there wasn't really any bars.
And his eyes ain't telling lies, his favorite rapper's in his eye. Geez, about time that I finally got a reply.
So with the first line, when he's saying in his eyes he ain't telling lies, he's basically saying Royce was going online saying that he wasn't scamming people, but in fact he actually was. He was actually denying it online, but he was actually lying about it because he actually was scamming artists, which I'll go into later when he addresses the company that scams all these artists. And I'm not too sure, but I think Royce was trying to use the logic of he directly wasn't scamming artists, so he's not part of the scam, which is stupid because he was getting paid for someone else to scam, which is terrible to do to these artists. So with the line about his favorite rappers in his eye, geez, about time I get a reply. I don't think Royce is his favorite rapper, but he's obviously he looked up to him. He was a great rapper. He said this before. He likes Royce da 5'9", but I think he's just exaggerating that or just putting it into the words that would fit the sentence. But this is a double, so he's obviously saying Royce da 5'9" was in his IGs, which is obviously Instagram DMs. So yeah, Royce was in his IGs, IG, but then it's also another one of saying, Royce is his favorite rapper in his eye, in his eye he really likes him, but geez, I finally got a reply from him on whatever he got a reply on. So yeah, it was just a double of him saying in his eyes he was a great rapper, but then, and yeah, he was just saying, geez, about time that I actually get this reply,
This page is verified, or am I just being tricked and that's the crook in front of my eyes?
So yeah, this line was actually a double, so obviously, if you don't know, Royce da 5'9" has a song called Tricked, and it's featuring King Crooked. So that's where the link is with the Tricked and just the crook in front of my eyes. So yeah, that's the first part of it, but then there's also the literal part of that Royce da 5'9" tricked him and that he is a crook, which is a dishonest person or considered a criminal to some people. So yeah, he's just saying he's scamming artists, he's being dishonest, and he tricked Grizzy Hendrix. So yeah, he's basically saying, am I being tricked by Royce da 5'9", and is he being dishonest about all this? He's just questioning it, but he obviously knows the answer to that, and it's yes, he is being dishonest, and he is tricking people to think they are getting a feature through this scam.
What a surprise, look at this guys, he just said hi. What should I say, what do I write? Only one shot, what should I type? I just might die, I don't know why. I grew up on M, so this is a lie. Call me a stand, fuck all y'all.
So in this part, he's talking about Eminem. I don't know if I missed anything before that. I don't think there's much to break down. It's just him talking about the situation. What should I do? Yeah, he's just questioning it. So him saying, I grew up on M, this is a lot. He's obviously saying he likes M. M is probably one of his favorite rappers. He's said this multiple times. We all know he likes M. And so since he's going at someone that M really likes, Royce da 5'9", he's obviously saying this is a lot, I'm going at one of M's best friend, which I really like M. So that's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah.
Hard to believe your favorite rapper's all up in your inbox, and you can't help it that you happy, cause he said he likes your rhymes.
So if you don't know, Royce da 5'9" was in Grizzy's DMs, and he was saying to Grizzy, I really like your rhymes. He was like, we should hit up a collab or whatever. But obviously Royce never did that. But the timeline was pretty much, he was going to do a song, he led him on for a bit. He did it, he sent him another song, he led him on for more. well, Royce did, and then Grizzy saw all this stuff about the scamming. He sent it to him, say, what's up with this? And then not long after, he got blocked by Royce the 5'9". And then, obviously, this is what happened after that.
Look at God in the sky, sending signs. I'm like, oh my.
So the look at God in disguise is pretty self-explanatory. He's saying on Instagram or whatever, everyone thinks of him. He's really like looked up to by a lot of people. But in fact, behind the scenes, he's doing all these scummy things and he's God in disguise, like AKA the devil. So he's the devil. He's doing all these wrong things. But everyone knows him as doing all these good things and he's a really good rapper and all that. So yeah, basically that's what that bar was. Pretty self-explanatory.
Was on the verge of suicide, he gassed you up and got you hyped. Lucky you might get a feature like Joyner Lucas. Nice.
So there's a whole part which I think links to each other, but I'm not too sure. So guys, let me know. Maybe Grizzy can let me know. But he said, was on the verge of suicide, gassed you up and got you hyped. Lucky you might get a feature like Joyner Lucas. So obviously the Joyner Lucas part is pretty self-explanatory. Joyner Lucas was on a song with Eminem called Lucky You. Everyone knows this. But where it links together is the few sentences before. This might be wrong, but it might be a stretch. But he says, on the verge of suicide, gassed you up and got you hyped. I'm Sorry is a song by Joyner Lucas where he talks about suicide and all that. So basically, I think that might link, but it might be a stretch. So let me know. Obviously, Joyner Lucas and I'm Sorry, he made that song. So yeah, that's where I think it links. But also, the Joyner Lucas bar, the Lucky You one, is actually a double as well. So if the other part doesn't matter, it's still a double. So the other part of that line was that Royce the 5'9" was doing all the scamming with the block, and they were making small artists think they were getting a feature, but they actually weren't. So this is how it links in. He's like, Lucky you might get a feature like Joyner Lucas, but they didn't get a feature because obviously it was a scam. They only got like onto a track with other artists that they didn't probably care about. And obviously lucky you, because Joyner was pretty lucky to get a feature with Eminem, so that's how it links together.
Nice, I'm about to make my family proud. Fuck penny pitching, striking out.
So this line, I'm not too sure 100% what he said, but I think I get most of it. I think he said, fuck penny pitching, striking out. Don't quote me on this because there's no lyrics online. If he is saying that, basically, I'll read this right here. Brad Penny in 2006 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He joined a small club of pitchers where he struck out 4 batters in 1 inning. So that's how it links to Penny pitching, striking out, because he striked out 4 people in 1 inning. What I think the other meaning for this line is he's saying, I want to make my family proud. Fuck getting the big breakthrough. So I think he's just saying like, I don't want the mainstream shit. I'm just going to make my family proud the way I want to do it, and don't worry about all this like glamour, like doing all the getting all the features or whatever. That's what I think the link is to the pitching out in regards to music, or what he's saying.
Fuck what you haters gossip about. I ain't do this for the clout.
So Grizzy has stated previously in interviews that he isn't doing this for clout. If he really wanted to hustle about Royce, he would have been DMing him all day, every day, to try and get that feature that he promised he was going to get. But what I also think, if Grizzy really wanted to be a clout chaser in the way of getting like your feature from him, he could have just let it go about all this scamming stuff. Like, if you really wanted a feature, I don't think you would want to send someone a scamming accusation, which might, like, you know, get him mad or something, you know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I don't think he is clout chasing. He's just trying to bring up light to this situation, because it is a big thing and it's happening to a lot of small artists, and a lot of big artists are doing this scam, which is terrible. Because imagine you're working, 9 to 5, like you said, and then you see Royce the 5'9" in your DM saying like, yo, bro, you're sick. And you're like, all right, fuck, $500, that's nothing, yeah. I'll pay for the feature, and then, you never get that feature from Royce, which is something you would never want to see. It would probably bring down a lot of artists. Like, all those artists are probably not that very happy with what happened.
Get off my DM, fuck 12 and tell Ryan, calm it down.
So if you don't understand the bar, I'll explain it right now. So in 2002, Royce the 5'9" had a feud with the D12, which is a rapping American hip-hop group. and from Detroit, and this sparked a couple of diss tracks from both sides. So that's the link to what he said, because get off my D and fuck 12, like D12, that's how it links to that. And it's also the literal meaning, which links to the previous line where he said whatever about the haters. So he's just basically saying get off my dick to the haters and fuck 12. I'm not sure if he's actually saying fuck 12, but fuck 12, everyone knows what that means. Fuck the cops. So yeah, that's that link. And then also after that he says, tell Ryan to calm it down. Ryan is his real name, and he's just saying, Ryan, you're going crazy, stop doing all this stuff. That's the link.
I mean, let's talk about this Royce the 5'9" shit that's on my mind, and I got bottled up inside. Made me look at you like, how the fuck could I admire someone like you who just robs up and comers working jobs, struggling for 9 to 5s, and artists barely can survive.
So this whole section, I don't think there's any bars, but he's just basically bringing light to what happened. Royce the 5'9" was scamming all these little artists. Like I said before, they're working 9 to 5, trying to, you know, build up their skill, build up their grind to get to the whatever they want to get to. And Royce the 5'9" is coming here and scamming those artists and probably going to bring them down a lot. They're probably most likely struggling, working a normal job than working on the artistry behind the scenes. So he's just saying, he's trying to like get the perspective of the people that are getting scammed and like, why would you do this to this artist? And he said, why could I admire someone that does this? So he's obviously saying he used to admire him, he used to like him, but after you've seen about all this stuff that he's done, he doesn't admire him anymore, which makes sense, because why would you want to admire that?
I thought your ass stood tall, but now you only 5'9".
So this line is pretty self-explanatory. He's obviously playing off Royce's name, Royce the 5'9", and he's now saying you're small. So he's basically just saying now that Royce is at an all-time low doing all this scamming stuff and being stingy. And obviously, you know, the other part of it just being literally his name, Royce the 5'9", that's playing off that word. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure everyone got that bar. And I forgot to mention one more thing. In the line, struggling for the 9 to 5 and artists barely getting by, it links to the next line where he says, I thought your ass stood tall, but now you're only 5'9", because he's doing the opposite. So you're working 9 to 5 and now he's only 5'9". And that just plays off the 9 to 5 saying that everyone talks about when you're working. And then it's just a good flip of his name, but then also a flip on the working thing of the artist. So yeah, I just forgot to put that in there, but yeah, that's one of the other links that he added to it as well.
5K for a live, is your fucking mind fried?
So with the 5K line, if you guys don't know, Royce the 5'9" was hitting up artists. I don't know if it was him directly or the block, but he was hitting them up saying 5K if you want to hop on a live stream on his Instagram, which is a lot for a little artist. And they'll probably like, most of them might actually take that because they see it as a huge opportunity, and that's just scamming them for money for just a live. Like really, you don't really gain anything off a live. So he's just trying to get a quick check for that.
What's the method to your madness? I'm just thinking how high.
So if you guys don't know, Method Man has a song called How High, which is what he's talking about. But then it's also a double for saying, what is your method to do all this scamming stuff? And he's saying, are you high? Like, what are you doing? What is making you do all this? He's trying to ask, are you high? Is that why you're doing all these crazy things? So it's pretty much a double, which is really insane because not many people would get that double.
Your mind off the lie for you and Redman to just bribe. All these
So Redman was also another artist working with the block and scamming artists. This is confirmed. It's on that list that I'll probably put up here. Actually, no, I won't. But he was one of those artists that was working with the block, and he's actually confirmed to be scamming other artists, and there's screenshots and all that of proof. So yeah, that's what he's talking about right there.
all these artists trying to shine. You puppy with a suit and tie.
So this bar, I know it's a bar because no one just puts that sentence into a verse without it being a bar because it seems really out of place. I couldn't understand 100% what he said because I don't have the lyrics like I said before. Let me know down below if you actually understand this bar. I quickly did some research. I typed up like what he said and I tried to find it out. Don't quote me on this. I'm probably like 10% sure this is right. I'll just read it here. So there's a movie called Reservoir Dogs where 6 people are criminals and they're hired to steal some diamonds. And as you know, diamonds are shiny, so that's how it links to trying to shine you a puppy with a suit and tie. I don't think this is correct because there's a million other things that would make more sense, but this is the best I could find. They're not puppies, so I don't really think that made sense, but the movie is called Dogs, Reservoir Dogs, so that might be the link, but I'm not too sure. So let me know down below if you think there's anything closer to that bar and if you know the bar correctly.
Trying to swindle black rob contracts, fuck that.
So now, this is one of the lines that I 100% can't get. I don't even really know the line 100%, so everyone drop down what the line was, and if you know what the reference is, also drop that down below, because it's pretty hard for me to understand without the lyrics what he said, and I also don't understand what he's saying. So yeah, sorry for that one, I couldn't understand what the bar was, but I know it's 100% a bar because there's something there. Like, I don't think he'll just put that there for no reason.
Got caught working with the block, scamming artists for a spot. On a tape that y'all gon' drop.
So as I've stated previously, this is where he actually addresses who he was working with, which is a Double 365. They were said to be giving him at least 5 to 10k a week, which is a bloody a lot. And what they did with it in exchange for this money was to get on his account and basically DM all these artists saying, yo, you're gonna be on a track with the ROYCE the 5'9", we're doing this special thing for underground artists. And basically a lot of them said yes, because who wouldn't want to feature from ROYCE the 5'9"? So yeah, and basically what happened was they just got put on a regular track and album or mixtape that had no ROYCE the 5'9" and just random artists that they probably don't care about or will ever care about.
On a tape that y'all gon' drop, that'll never see no light. These rappers just get mummified. Y'all niggas.
So this is actually my favorite bar of the whole song. I don't know if everyone got it. It might be too obvious for some people, but it took me a while to get this one. There's two parts of this, the literal meaning and the hidden meaning. So he's referencing that the tape that I just explained, how it's never going to see no light because ROYCE never promotes this. He never shows anyone that this is a thing. It's just something behind the scenes that the block puts out just to put out. So they didn't scam. They still put it out, but it's a scam because they didn't get a feature with ROYCE. So yeah, these artists are just getting left dead because they're not getting what they paid for, and ROYCE doesn't care about promoting it because he's getting 10k, so it's just something that he can get for a fat check. But then there's also the other meaning of the mummified and never see no light. If you don't know, mummies get preserved so they don't decay or whatever, and they never see no light because that's how they don't decay, and they just get wrapped up in all that shit. So yeah, that's the link. They never see no light. You rappers are getting mummified. So yeah, that's the double. I actually really like that one because it's a bar, but then it also has the meaning behind it that links to the song. So yeah, that's the kind of bars I really like.
Y'all niggas worse than Spotify. Trying to serve us devil pie. Ask for a proper push, but they got malice in their eyes.
So yeah, this is a big section. The first part I'm not too sure about, the Spotify part. I don't know what they did wrong to be serving people devil's pie, but from what he's saying, he said they don't get the proper push. So I'm thinking that it relates to the Spotify line of somehow artists weren't getting their push properly and they just wanted to check, the Spotify wanted to check, even though they weren't doing what they were meant to do by pushing the artists' songs out. But don't quote me on that. Let me know what actually happened with Spotify. And then obviously it links to the malice because they want the money, they don't care, they just want to harm the artist. I'm not too sure if that's correct, but the one that I know 100% is correct is actually a double. So this could be a triple meaning line, but for sure it's a double. So for the first part, it's an NBA reference. So I'll just read it here. The malice in the palace started with a push from Ben Wallace. That's a fucking tongue twister. But basically Ben Wallace started a fight or whatever it was in the NBA. So that's where the malice relates to it. So yeah, that's where it links because he was pushing people and he had the desire to harm people, which is malice. And then the last link that's in that sentence is Pusha T. He has a brother called Malice. I think that's his like nickname. I'm not too sure about that one. I had it on the screen before. And obviously the way it links to each other, because he's saying you get the proper push, so that's how it links to Pusha T. And Pusha T does use the word push in his songs, I think he does, but even if he doesn't, it's the link to his name anyway. So yeah, that's how it links. So that could be a triple, but let me know about the first one that I said, because I'm not too sure how that links, but I know it links.
That's just life, legends lie, but why decide to jeopardize your reputation cause your pride? Guess that's just business and how it's justified.
So that's the bar he was saying. I'll just break it down quickly. So Grizzy's saying here that Royce is not only lying to the artist for business reasons, but also denies that he's doing these scams to these artists. He's questioning, like, why would you want to jeopardize your image, reputation, for a check? And that's how it links to the business. And then he's obviously telling lies about it online, denying that he's doing all these scams. So that's how it links. While, like, he's just questioning Royce, like, why would you want to do this? You got this nice image and you just want to jeopardize it for a 5 to 10k check, which you would think that Royce is rich and he doesn't need 5 to 10k a week. But yeah, that's just how it links. And then the last line is, then I was justified. So he's just saying that if you scamming these artists and label it as business, then I'm justified for this track against you. So you can't say anything about me, about this track. That's basically what he's saying. He's like, you can't say that I'm clout chasing for this track if you think that scamming is justified. So yeah, that's the breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed. I spent a fucking long time doing some notes about this because I actually really enjoyed this song. I really like breaking down lyrics, so let me know if you want me to do research about any other song. Hit the like. Actually, don't hit the like button because this is not my channel. I mean, this is not my proper channel. Just comment down below if you enjoyed this and just say thanks if you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Peace out.
Screws a bitch.